You guys know what today is? You know what we're getting today? The engine! The engine! We're getting the engine today! It's coming apart, guys. The engine's coming apart. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Fuel injector pins. This is for the throttle position sensor. Oh my goodness, what the heck happened? Don't worry about that transmission, guys. That's in the next video. What's going on, guys? It's Jason with JW Classic VW, and we're back in the garage, and yes, that's right. We've got the engine. It's here. We're gonna be talking about it today. Let me turn real quick. Actually, let's turn around real quick. Oh, baby, there she is. Get into some details, some specifics. You guys have been asking. It's time to get down low. I'm gonna sit down here with you and talk about what's going on with this engine and what exactly are you guys looking at? Because I know you're like, what the heck is going on with that thing? Because it's not like anything you've ever seen before. Right after this intro, guys, get into some details on my new Turbo Monster. See you in a second. These babies right here, all this custom fabricated CNC stuff going on the top is gorgeous. And one of the main reasons why I decided to pick up this motor from the builder, Daryl Howard, because man, there is some stuff here that I had never seen before, but he builds this. He CNCs these. This throttle body is his. R.A.C.E. That's his company, guys. R.A.C.E. Very cool. Lots to talk about, so let's get into it. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Time to talk about the big EFI monster build with all you guys. Hey guys, what's going on? Glad you're here. Glad I'm finally able to share some of this with you. The excitement that I have about this big engine that I've been like salivating over for like the last couple years, and kind of struck the deal about a year ago, honestly, to buy this engine when the funds became available. So let's talk about it, guys. Let's really get into what the history is on the engine and some of the details, the specifics on what exactly you're looking at when you're looking at the engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of flash back and forth between me and the engine during this video. And guys, don't mind the fan. It's hot in here today, but I gotta get this video out to you because man, you guys are dying to know some details about the engine. First off, in the most noticeable thing that you guys can see, I'm sure, is it's a turbo. It's a Turbo EFI, and it's the 0.48 turbo. I'm gonna put some a picture up off to the side here to kind of show you some details. It's ceramic coated, and it's actually from Skunk Works. The turbo was built and some special stuff done to it. I don't know, the magic that they perform over there. And yeah, it's ceramic coated. The ceramic coating is cool because it keeps the heat in the turbo and not up into the engine area, which helps save our air-cooled engines. We all know about that. Heat destroys these things, and we want to make sure that if we can capture the heat and keep it where it's supposed to be, that we do that. It also has this blanket. I added this new one on here. The older one was kind of in rough looking shape. It still probably performed fine, but I went ahead and threw a new heat blanket over top of the turbo to help keep that heat in as well. It also has a custom header coming up out of this bad boy. It's all been TIG welded, and it's got the A1 muffler and exhaust like end on here, so that looks super cool. Also, you can see right off the bat that this manifold is very familiar to a lot of you because it's the CB Performance turbo manifold. The only main difference that happened here with this manifold was the relocation of the wastegate. And let me show you that real quick. Right there, guys. The wastegate is on the back side of the turbo, more in line where it should be. If you look at the documentation on the wastegate for the turbo manifold, and this is the Ultra Wastegate 38, guys, underneath here, that it is supposed to be kind of like at an angle going toward or with the flow of exhaust to make sure that your blow off happens when it's supposed to happen, so that you don't have too much boost or that you don't have correct boost control. A lot of this turbo stuff, guys, is new to me, so if you know more about this, comment down below, guys, because the more information that we share with each other in this community, the better off we all are. A lot of this build was already done, which is, well, this whole build was pretty much done. The only stuff that wasn't done or that I'm going to have to do is all the electrical and the getting my car ready, getting Goose ready for this beast to go in there. So let me put you back in the tripod, guys, and we can carry on with the discussion. So let's talk about all the main parts, you know, like the case and all the internals. Let's kind of move into that. So it's an Autoliena Bubble top case that's been clearanced for an 86 stroke crank. It's got a flanged CB Performance chromoly crankshaft inside of this bad boy. It's got also CB Performance rods, the H-beam rods, 5.5 rods. All these details are up on here, guys, so don't forget you can pause and kind of go back and take a look at that if you want to. Also, it has a DRD, and now DRD did my heads, or DRD had built the heads, DRD's camshaft, and there's a couple other things in here that were DRD related, and DRD kind of went out of business. They went out of business around 2017. So a lot of this stuff came from them, but they're well known in the race community. So check them out, guys. You can do your own research on DRD. And Darren Garolo, I think that's how you spell it, G-U-R-R-O-L-A, out of Santa Ana, California. I guess he closed down shop because, from what I kind of read, the research I did, the business just wasn't what it used to be. And you see this happening with a lot of the VW shops, happening even now, you know, that they're closing down because it just, the demand's going down. So make sure you support your local VW shops, guys. Up here in Houston, the one that I support is Henry over at Bugaholics. So if you're in Houston and you're looking for VW parts or service, hit up Henry at Bugaholics in Pasadena and he will help you out. Hey, Henry. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get behind the camera now and start moving around and show you what's going on with this engine. Yeah. If you guys are thinking that I spend a lot of time just looking at her, you are correct. Sorry about the bounciness, guys. So also the header system is ceramic coated. You can see I'm going to be having two O2 sensors that are going to be going right here. I ordered those, that are on their way. But we're going to get more into the sensors and what exactly this bad boy takes to run with the Haltech in a later video. So before we get into some of the other good stuff that's going on here, let's go ahead and talk about, it's got, let's talk about the pump, the oil pump. This is a Autocraft 1.5 or 1.5, or I don't know exactly how they say it, but it's a scavenging oil pump, not just a standard oil pump. So you can see it's got, like, I don't know, a plumbing nightmare going on here, where it puts oil back down into the sump. It's scavenging from the valve covers, because when you can turn like 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 RPMs, you got to be able to pull the oil out of the valve covers faster, because they fill up pretty quick, and that can become an issue with leaking, because it'll start pushing oil out in places where you don't want it to. So you have an oil pump here that can scavenge and put out the oil that you need it to, plus bring back the oil that you need it to. Pretty amazing. The gearing on this thing, I'm not positive. I really don't know. I'd have to look into it. Probably 30, 32 millimeter gears inside of this bad boy. But yeah, if you know, guys, comment below. Another thing, internal-wise, the lifters are also DRD. I thought I'd go ahead and bring that up because I kind of left that out. It's got the shuffle pinning on all bearings, so it's got the The 3 main areas where you would put shuffle pins inside the case, that's all been done. Let's go ahead and start talking about some of the custom jazz here in a second. It's got the Bergman, the Bernie Bergman fan shroud. And some of you guys are saying, oh man, that could possibly cause an overheating issue. Nope, no overheating issues whatsoever on this engine that runs E85. That's right, guys. This bad boy is gonna be working off a E85 like anybody running a badass turbo is using, because, well, E85, that corn equals power, guys. Corn equals power. So yeah, that's just that quintessential kind of like Porsche look to it, and I've always wanted that in a Beetle, and of course with Goose. Nothing but the best, guys. Nothing but the best. So let's start talking about some of this one-off stuff that we have going on. So from the turbo manifold, the air is getting pushed boom, 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 right up into the throttle body. And Daryl, the machinist, fabricator, wizard, extraordinaire, mad scientist, yeah, he came up with this bad boy. I have some of the stuff off of it right now, and I had to pick up some pigtails for the sensors. This is a Bosch sensor on the side here for the TPS, throttle position sensor. And this is where all the turbo air comes into this pretty awesome, looks like a Goose, don't you guys think? 2 wings on either side type thing going on here. It's yeah, I know, I got carried away with myself with this insane build. Let me back you guys out a little bit. Well, from the intercooler, which cools down all that charged air and then forces it down into the intake manifolds on both sides. Now, these should look familiar, guys. The CB Performance EFI manifolds. The big difference, and we're going to get into here in a second, I'm going to show you guys the breakdown and tear apart of these specially CNC machined intake EFI fuel manifolds. Because look at, guys, what's that on the back? That's right. These are fuel rails that are internal to these CNC machined castings right here. And it is beautiful work inside of there. And the way that this works, down on the bottom side, this is where the injectors go. And I have them out right now because I'm cleaning them. They're 900 or 1000 cc injectors, which are good for like 650 horsepower, which, you know, this bad boy is never going to see. Not this engine, but maybe another engine. This bad boy right here is going to be out 300 and some odd horsepower. It could make more from what I've been told, but I'm going to have a fun time just getting used to that. Yeah, getting used to the 300 horsepower. Okay, guys, I'm in the midst of kind of like taking apart the custom turbo intake manifolds. And you can see that these have a rail built into them, fuel rail. The return is actually on the top, and the feed is on the bottom. So the way that this works is these injectors right here. We'll talk about the specifics on the injectors here in a little bit. Feed down right into the cylinders, guys. So like I was saying, out of the intercooler, we come down into the custom intake manifolds. Yeah, that kind of setup. Down from the intake manifolds into the DRD heads. Now these heads have 44 intake, 38 exhaust on them, guys. Chromoly retainers, double springs, and of course, you guys have already seen in some of my social media, the Pauter rockers. The Pauter rockers that are inside here. Pauter rockers? You guys want me to take this valve cover off real quick and show you the Pauter rockers? Okay, I will, just because you asked so nicely. And well, I like to see them too. Yes, custom is beautiful. Ooh, lottie-dottie, let's have a party. Now, if that doesn't say holy spagolis, I don't know what does. I don't know what does. I got some oil in here, guys. I need a rag. I need a rag. Hand me a rag, man. Da 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 da. Oh, what's that? Some special anodized oil sump? That's right, guys. The custom continues in a moment. But first, the Pauter rockers, guys. Pauter rockers. The Pauter rockers. Pauter rockers, guys. Oh, holy spagolis. Yep. There's about $1,000 right there. Actually, I think you can get these right now from CB Performance too for about $800. 1 to 4 Pauter rockers. Nothing says I like to you know, rev my engine to the moon like a set of Pauter rockers, guys. Yeah. 7,000-8,000, no problem, all day long. Let's carry on with the engine tour, Jay. Let's carry on with the engine tour. All right, guys, let's get back to it. So yeah, pretty awesome, pretty cool. All kinds of that cha-ching type stuff going on here. Let's not forget, guys, I forgot about the blow-off valve on here. It's one of these Veeport Turbosmart 38s. I think that's what it is. Maybe, I don't know. It's a Turbosmart Veeport or open port here. They had an older style that kind of had a slotted type on the blow-off valve, but this is a different one. And yeah, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Crank trigger system from the Dub Shop. Also, cam position sensor from the Dub Shop. We'll be running a cam sensor. Ooh, it's stuck down in there. There we go. We'll be running a cam sensor, a crank sensor, and an assortment of a million other sensors on this beautiful engine to make sure that it all runs right. So were you guys asking me about the pistons? Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't talk about those. These are actually AA pistons, forged turbo pistons, 92 millimeters from AA. And no, by the way, guys, if you weren't doing the math too, that makes this a 2287 when you have an 86 chromoly crank and 92 pistons, and these are the thick wall pistons. That makes it a 2287. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I'm sure some of you guys have been wondering what exactly I've been up to because, you know, where have I been for the last week or so? Well, now you know. I've been busy kind of pulling the engine out, getting it over here, kind of looking at some stuff. I put it together last night so I could go ahead and show you guys kind of like the breakdown of what it looks like. It's different when you see it together, right? It is. There's some stuff on the back bench here I want to go ahead and show you guys. But first off, where are we on the fuel system, Jay? Because last time we left off, you about threw in the bag on some fuel lines. Well, let me take you down there, guys, show you what's going on, where we are, and where we're going. It looks a little different than it did last time you guys checked it out with me. Ooh. Yes. We have some stuff up in place, guys. And if you can see over here, I was able to finally get the, let me see if I can get this light up a little better for you guys. Ooh. Maybe that, maybe. Can you hang out there for a second? There you go. Cool. So yeah, you can see the fuel lines. Perfect right in this area. I'm not super, whoa. I'm not super happy with this line right here and kind of how it straights across. I kind of want more of this slope going on here to keep it off the body. And I'm still gonna go ahead and probably put like some rubber fuel line over the fuel line at this point, the metal fuel line, the 3/8 line, to kind of help out with that. I still have to do some dressing in up underneath here. To dress in this area and then finish out all the way to the back with my fittings. So yeah, that's where we are with the fuel line. And let me take you to the back and show you kind of what's going on back there, because I've changed my mind on well, I changed my mind. Jason, you changed your mind? Yes, I changed my mind on the back side on how it transitions from the actual body or pan, or the pan to the body area. So let me take you back there. Take a look, guys. But yeah, there it is. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Can you guys imagine the amount of fuel gonna be passing through these bad boys? They're all kind of messy. I know there's stuff on them. Yeah, let's go to the back and see what's going on down there. Okay. Back here where the fuel lines pass through the actual jack point, they come around here, and I kind of cut them off. Well, I was thinking, like, what am I gonna do? Because I cut off this here because I want to make it up behind the torsion tube. So here we are. This area right here, I believe what I'm gonna end up doing is cutting in and putting a coupler, and then going soft line up behind the torsion tube, soft line up along the luggage area, all the way to the back area here. This area, yeah, that area. This back in here. See these two rails here? They're gonna end up holding some T's and fuel rails kind of like combination, because this fuel system, the way that it's set up, I need to go ahead and run an inlet and an outlet separately out of the fuel rails and at the throttle bodies themselves. You know, that's where the injectors are. So I don't know if we should call those the throttle body injector housings or what we want to go ahead and call those, but yep, that's going to be happening. And they'll be mounted right in here. You guys will understand more as you pay attention to my social media. You kind of see some of these things coming together. I'll post photos up on there for you. But yeah, soft lines up to this area to transition, because there's just some crazy angles going on here, and running a soft line just makes more sense. I could spend the next like couple weeks trying to make that happen, but I don't really feel like doing that, because we got to do some welding. Like this area right here, right in this area right in here, underneath the brake line is where I got to weld in the bracket for the Berg 5-speed. Yeah, that's kind of like what I was working on tonight, but things kind of ran along like they normally do, so I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. Cool. That's where we are on this part of the fuel system. Let's get up and talk about the rest of it. All right, guys, so we still also have with the fuel system, we got to mount the regulator, we got to mount the flex fuel sensor, we got to mount the fuel pump, the fuel filter, and maybe a pre-filter. Somebody's talking about doing like a 100 micron and then like a 10 micron fuel filter. I think I just have the 100 micron fuel filter that goes before the fuel pump. So what do you guys know about that? EFI fuel filters? Comment below, guys. You're supposed to have 2 in a system, because I'm pretty sure I can get away with 1. Let me know. Let's go ahead and turn around and look at the bench, because there's some updates. I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the stuff I've been receiving and where we're going next video wise. Turn around, guys. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's talk about the fuel lines, guys, because I picked up these benders right here, and they are like way better when it comes to helping me out with bending this line than these suckers were. Now these are traditional, more of what I guess you see or you'd have in your house, but I like these ones a lot. I haven't used these yet. These springs are supposed to help out quite a bit when it comes to bending fuel lines, but I haven't tried them, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try them and let you guys know what I think about them. Would you like a JW Classic VW sticker? Hit me up in the comments below with yeah you do, or shoot me, actually don't hit me up in the comments below. Shoot me an IM or send me an email with your address, guys. Don't put your address in the comments, because we don't want everybody else knowing where you live. And I will send you a sticker free of charge, guys. Stickers are never going to be something that I charge for, because I make some money with the YouTube and I pass that on to you guys. That's why you guys get the giveaways, the freebie stuff. What else is going on here? We got all kinds of stuff going on here. LS coils, the oil cooler has been removed. Next video, guys, I removed the oil cooler. and get to work on that Berg 5-speed transmission install. Some of the Caffer bar struts. Charles over at Atom Works sent me some new spring plate covers, so I'm going to be pulling out my spring plates again and reclocking those suckers. He went ahead and recessed the head area for the bolt that goes in there, which adds some strength. Plus, he sent me some pretty cool spacers that go behind the actual plate. So that's cool. And if these look familiar, it's because, hey guys, these are like the keychains that he gives away. Pretty cool. The more fittings. These are sensor-specific fittings, A&N fittings made for putting fuel or oil pressure sensors in. Because, like I told you guys, we're going to be doing a whole video on sensors, wiring, and all that kind of jazz for this bad boy. These are for the fuel injectors, little pigtails. These are LS2 coils. That's right, LS2 coils. Yeah, baby. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Lots of stuff going on over here. We've got the introduction to my brand new to me EFI turbo build going on. This monster is going to make Goose really fly. Lots of updates, lots of stuff coming. The next video is going to be about installing the Berg 5-speed. We got some clearancing to do. We've got some welding to do. All of that coming soon, guys. Thanks to all my new subscribers. You guys are great. Wouldn't be here without you. Really appreciate all the support and the comments, guys. Keep them coming because it keeps me energized and juiced up to go ahead and show you guys what's going on here at the garage. My little itty-bitty garage. Hello, Goose. Hello. I don't like her on the jack stands for very long. So no, we're not going to have her on the jack stand for very long. That's it, guys. That's it for today. That's the update. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Jason with JW Classic VW, and I'm out.